I mean, this shit's been crazy. I've been paying a little bit of attention to this exclusively because one of my friends in the group chat was like, yo, this chick is so hot. And I was like, what the are you talking about? He's like, dude, aren't you the news guy? Lib ass motherfucker. Literally following the January 6th commission, outed himself in the group chat as a dude who was literally live watching the January 6th commission. January 6th commission starts with testimony from Cassidy Hutchinson. Who is Cassidy Hutchinson? She is an aide to Mark Meadows. Melania Trump on the day of got a text message. Hold up. Melania Trump also had no desire to quell the violence on January 6th per her former advisor. Do you want to tweet that peaceful protests are the right of every American, but there's no place for lawlessness and violence? No. I love that, dude. That's kind of cool. She just straight up fucking popped off on that one. This is also the first day where Fox News is also taking it live, apparently. Okay, the special June 28th hearing of the January 6th committee. Benny Thompson displays a photo of Cassidy Hutchinson in Air Force One with Trump. Cassidy Hutchinson is the main witness that gave a lot of accounts today. And honestly, she popped the fuck off. Let me tell you. January 6th, Donald Trump was not having a good day, okay? Not a good day for him. He was very upset.
After Mark had returned, I left the office and went down to the dining room, and I noticed that the door was propped open and the valet was inside the dining room changing the tablecloth off of the dining room table. He motioned for me to come in and then pointed towards the front of the room near the fireplace mantle and the TV, where I first noticed there was ketchup dripping down the wall and there's a shattered porcelain plate on the floor. The valet had articulated that the president was extremely angry at the Attorney General's AP interview and had thrown his lunch against the wall, which was causing them to have to clean up. So I grabbed a towel and started wiping the ketchup off of the wall to help the valet out. And he said something to the effect of, he's really ticked off about this. I would stay clear of him for right now. He's really, really ticked off about this right now.
Yeah, he was like throwing fucking tantrums and shit, okay? Donald Trump was throwing tantrums and shit. But let's get started on this. Hutchinson testifies on January 2nd. Giuliani met with Meadows and then told her that on January 6th, we're going to the Capitol. Meadows then told her something like, things might get real bad on January 6th. As far as the vibes goes, as far as the energy goes, obviously not a single thing in this process is going to be like new. We knew that Donald Trump knew that these motherfuckers were going to go wild. We knew that Donald Trump goaded them. We knew that Donald Trump wanted them to get wild like this, obviously. And this is just basically like other witnesses corroborating that. Other witnesses basically proving that what we thought at the time was correct. You know what I'm saying? But it's still cool because it's got Trump in it, right?
And we understand that you walked Mr. Giuliani out of the White House that night. And he talked to you about January 6th. What do you remember him saying?
As Mr. Giuliani and I were walking to his vehicles that evening, he looked at me and said something to the effect of, Cass, are you excited for the 6th? It's going to be a great day. I remember looking at him and saying, Rudy, do you explain what's happening on the 6th? He had responded something to the effect of, we're going to the Capitol. It's going to be great. The president's going to be there. He's going to look powerful. He's going to be with the members. He's going to be with the senators. Talk to the chief about it. Talk to the chief about it. He knows about it.
How come only the Republicans get to have fun and do like dear leader shit? You know what I mean? That's kind of messed up. How come nobody else gets to have like the Supreme Leader Mao type attitude in their political movements? Like only Donald Trump has been able to achieve this level of like admiration. Fucked up. I kind of want some of that. You know what I mean? Like, why can't we do that for Bernie? No, he's communist. He's authoritarian. Oh my God. It's like, bro, they're doing it. I mean, obviously you can't do that for fucking Nancy Pelosi. You know what I mean? What are you going to do that for means-tested tax credits? Like, no, obviously not. Yes, dear leader, Chairman Nancy, thank you so much for your means-tested tax credits. Like, no, of course not. You can't do that for Nancy Pelosi. You can't do that for Chuck Schumer. Hutchinson testified during her deposition that the National Security Advisor wanted to meet with Meadows to talk about the intel that things could get bad on January 6th. We're going to skip through a lot of these parts. Cheney plays police radio transmissions from January 6th indicating that people had AR-15s near the ellipse, which, by the way, like, they were fucking kidded. And not only were they kidded, but also Trump was made aware that they were kidded, and he totally knew. And he was like, no, it's great. Basically, You know how we joked earlier, like in the week or maybe like last week when we talked about how like what could come out of this that's new information? What could come out of this that's new information? Like what would it take for the liberals that like actually be able to, or the liberal Biden, Brandon admin to like actually do something, right? And I told you, like, even if he was literally caught on the phone being like, I know January 6th is going to be violent, and I want it to be violent. I'm looking forward to the violence. I want you to violently overthrow the American government. Like, even if he said that, I feel like libs would still not do shit about it. And basically what we're finding out is that everything short of that fucking phone call is real. Like, he literally knew that violence was going to break out. He knew that they had guns, and he just straight up fucking said, like, no, it's good. They deserve it. I like it. That's literally what happened. That is what happened. Even if there was like a phone conversation at this stage of Donald Trump personally saying like, oh no, we should literally violently overthrow the American government that I'm currently in charge of still in this transitionary period, Democrats aren't going to do shit. So yeah, pretty much. These fucking people are fastening spears onto the ends of flagpoles.
That some of the weapons that people had at the rally included flagpoles, oversized sticks or flagpoles, bear spray. Is there anything else that you recall hearing about that?
I recall Tony and I having a conversation with Mark probably around 10 a.m., 10:15 a.m., where I remember Tony mentioning knives, guns in the form of pistols and rifles, bear spray, body armor, spears, and flagpoles. Spears were one item, flagpoles were one item, and then Tony had relayed to me something to the effect of, and these effing people are fastening spears onto the ends of flagpoles.
Hutchinson testified that Meadows was surprisingly unbothered by the reports Trump supporters had weapons on January 6th and didn't even look up from his phone when he was told. That's not surprising that he didn't look up from his phone when he was told that. Hutchinson testifies that Trump was fucking furious because his crowd didn't look big enough on January 6th and didn't care that his supporters had weapons because they weren't there to hurt him. This is one of the best moments, in my opinion, where they're like, hey man, they got guns out there. And he's like, no, I don't give a shit. They're not there with guns to hurt me. They're there with guns to hurt others. GOP Twitter said this was their star witness. Okay, then. Laughing, smiling emoji. Dude, it's fire. This is what we do, boys. This is how this shit works. They're posting like fucking W streamers, dude. Look at this. The GOP, House Judiciary GOP, is posting like their fucking Aiden Ross stands, dude.
And why was he furious, Ms. Hutchinson?
He was furious because he wanted the arena that we had on the ellipse to be maxed out at capacity for all attendees. The advance team had relayed to him that the mags were free-flowing. Everybody who wanted to come in had already come in, but he still was angry about the extra space and wanted more people.
Trump, much like myself, also is a view count Andy, okay, which I respect. Totally fine to be a view count Andy like that. He's like, not a big enough crowd. What's going on? I've fallen off. We need more numbers. Cheney played a montage of a range of former White House officials testifying that Trump, in fact, planned to march along with his supporters to the Capitol on January 6th, which is kind of cool. I wish he did that. That would be so sick. Bro, can you imagine? Once again, fucking pussy-ass institutionalist cucks absolutely cucking the content. Can you imagine how sick it would have been if Donald Trump and his fat dumper was leading the fucking pack into the fucking Capitol? They're like breaking through the barriers and shit. And he's just like, he's literally, I mean, he would never do that because he can't do physical activity, but it'd be really funny to see him like try. Boys, we could have had Donald Trump side by side with like the QAnon shaman. We could have had Donald Trump leading the fucking hog parade, dude. You know his ass would either be on a golf cart or one of those like little Walmart scooters, just like fucking electric engine fucking cranked out to the 9, trying to fucking trying to deliver his fat dumper around Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, he always has advisors telling him what to do. Yeah, it would have been fucking awesome. Now, of course, he really, really wanted to do this. And he wanted to do this so hard. Hutchinson testifies on a call that she had with Kevin McCarthy on January 6th, where McCarthy berated her and argued her to prevent Trump from coming to the Capitol.
He called. Tell us about the call that day with Leader McCarthy during the president's speech on the ellipse.
I was still in the tent behind the stage, and when you're behind the stage, you can't really hear what's going on in front of you. So when Mr. McCarthy called me with this information, I answered the call and he sounded rushed, but also frustrated and angry at me. And I was confused because I didn't know what the president had just said. He then explained, the president just said he's marching to the Capitol. You told me this whole week you aren't coming up here. Why would you lie to me? I said, I'm not lying. I wasn't lying to you, sir. We're not going to the Capitol. And he said, well, he just said it on stage, Cassidy. Figure it out. Don't come up here. I said, I'll run the traps on this and I'll shoot you a text. I can assure you we're not coming up to the Capitol. We've already made that decision. He pressed a little bit more, believing me, but I think frustrated that the president had said that. And we ended the phone conversation after that.
God damn it, dude. We could have had so much more content on January 6th. I'm kind of pissed. Yo, fuck these Republicans, dude. These goddamn rhinos. Oh, don't come to the Capitol, Trump. Don't come to the Capitol. How much more sick would it be watching Donald Trump climb the wall? I want a compilation of like Donald Trump from like some of those most iconic moments with Donald Trump and his fat dumper superimposed in all of them. He's like climbing the wall. You know what I mean? He's like, he's crawling over Ashley Babbitt's body. He's just using his fucking little like scooter, sitting on one of those Walmart scooters in the halls of the fucking in the halls of Congress, kicking his feet up on Nancy Pelosi's desk. Hutchinson on what Trump wanted to do when he got to the Capitol on January 6th. There were discussions about him having another speech outside the Capitol before going in. Oh my God. I know there was a point of conversation about him going into the House chamber at one point. Oh my God. That would have been incredible, dude. That would have been literally incredible. I'm the fucking president. Take me to the Capitol now, and we finally get to the most incredible testimony. Here it is. Now, people kept telling him, you can't go in. You can't go into the fucking White House. You can't go into the White House. And now he's in the beast, okay? He's in his Secret Service car vehicle. He's being transported. Please pay attention to what you are about to hear, because this is fucking awesome.
And after the rally speech, President Trump was pushing his staff to arrange for him to come up here to the Capitol during the electoral vote count. Let's turn now to what happened in the president's vehicle when the Secret Service told him he would not be going to the Capitol after his speech. Ms. Hutchinson, when you returned to the White House in the motorcade after the president's speech, where did you go?
When I returned to the White House, I walked upstairs towards the Chief of Staff's office, and I noticed Mr. Ornato lingering outside of the office. And once we had made eye contact, he quickly waved me to go into his office, which was just across the hall from mine. When I went in, he shut the door, and I noticed Bobby Engel, who is the head of Mr. Trump's security detail, sitting in a chair, just looking somewhat discombobulated and a little lost. And I looked at Tony, and he had said, "Did you effing hear what happened in the Beast?" I said, "No, Tony, I just got back." What happened? Tony proceeded to tell me that when the president got in the Beast...
The Beast is the name for, which is awesome. I mean, it is literally a beast, for the record. But for those of you who don't know, Mr. Beast, the Beast is the vehicle that the presidents are driven around in. It's like a souped up limousine that can withstand like RPG, like rockets and shit. You know what I mean? It's basically like a tank that looks like a limo. It's fire. It is a Cadillac, yes. There's obviously multiple beasts, but this is what it looks like. Look at this fucking... Ooh, look at this shit. The president's armored limousine, dude. It costs $1.5 million. It comes with a fridge full of his blood type. Yeah, it can withstand bullets. I mean, look. Oh God, oh my God. Hold on. I gotta show you this shit. I love that he's throwing up the OK sign in this graphic, dude. What the fuck? Rear compartment seats president and up to 4 passengers with glass partition only. Trump has a switch to lower it. Car has panic button and its own oxygen supply. Doors are armor plated 8 inches thick and the weight of the cabin door of a Boeing 757 jet. When closed, they form a 100% seal to protect occupants in the event of a chemical attack. The chauffeur is a trained U.S. Secret Service person to cope with the most demanding of driving conditions, including escape and evasion, and a 180-degree J-turn. 5 layers of glass and polycarbonate. They can withstand armor-piercing bullets. Only windows that can open by just 3 inches is the driver's window. The driver's compartment dashboard contains a communication center and a GPS tracking system. It's got night vision cameras, tear gas grenade launchers on it, in the front. It can launch tear gas grenades. The chassis is reinforced steel plate to protect against bombs. So like even the undercarriage is like protected, which armored personnel carriers didn't even used to have originally. The Kevlar reinforced tires are shred and puncture resistant with steel rims. Underneath, enabling the car to escape even if the tire is destroyed. Defense accessories, pump action shotguns and tear gas cannons. Bags of the president's negative blood, RH negative blood type kept on board in case he needs a transfusion. Bodywork is military grade armor at least 5 inches thick. Combination of dual hardness steel, aluminum, titanium, and ceramic to break up projectiles. The fuel tank is armor plated and filled with a special foam that prevents it from exploding even after a direct hit. Trump's seat has a satellite phone with a direct line to the vice president and the Pentagon. There's a boot, firefighting system, and a tear gas and smoke screen dispenser. It's so sick. I love this fucking thing. Anyway, Donald Trump was in this, and he got up to some shenanigans. Let's hear what he did.
Unlikely. So once the president had gotten into the vehicle with Bobby, he thought that they were going up to the Capitol, and when Bobby had relayed to him, we're not, we don't have the assets to do it, it's not secure, we're going back to the West Wing. The president had very strong, a very angry response to that. Tony described him as being irate. The president said something to the effect of, "I'm the effing president, take me up to the Capitol now." To which Bobby responded, "Sir, we have to go back to the West Wing." The president reached up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel. Mr. Engel grabbed his arm, said, "Sir, you need to take your hand off the steering wheel."
Bro, what the fuck?
Mr. Engel grabbed his arm, said, "Sir, you need to take your hand off the steering wheel. We're going back to the West Wing. We're not going to the Capitol."
That's kind of fucked up. Disobeying a direct order from the commander-in-chief? That's mutiny, brother. They should be walking. Donald Trump should have made him walk the plank. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that guy. Exclusively because I wish he was there, okay? Exclusively because I wish he actually steered the fucking vehicle down to Capitol Hill and actually took out and you know, drove through the fucking lawn. Let's hear what Donald Trump had to say. Her body language is that of a total bull artist. Fantasy land. Will anybody ever be allowed to say that the election was rigged and stolen? Will the unselects ever discuss that our country is going to hell because of a fraudulent election? How about analyzing the election results? I never said Mike Pence deserves it to be hung. Another made-up statement by a third-rate social climber. A total phony. That's how you know he's right. Also, Mr. President, it's not to be hung. It's to be hanged, actually.
Mr. Trump then used his free hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel. And when Mr. Renato had recounted this story to me, he had motioned towards his clavicles.
The funniest thing is, like, Republicans will hear this testimony and go, "Oh my God, Donald Trump wanted to fucking come and fight alongside us, and the pussy-ass libtard Secret Service stopped him from doing that," and, like, literally love him more. Like, they're gonna run the story as, like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. Things are getting so spicy.
Disagree.
Here's what Kayleigh McEnany, the White House press secretary at the time, wrote in her personal notes and told the committee about President Trump's desire to go to the Capitol after returning to the White House.
So to the best of my recollection, I believe when we got back to the White House, he said he wanted to physically walk with the marchers, and according to my notes, he then said he'd be fine with just riding the beast.
What a wild fucking time we all lived through. Like, remember when this person was the White House press secretary and, like, tweeted about how I was a terrorist who loved 9/11 when I played video games with AOC? And she was like, AOC just played with a 9/11 sympathizer. That happened. We totally forgot about a lot of this shit, but, like, that's how fucking wacky the White House was at the time. Yeah, here, by the way, this is the White House press secretary, boys. Unacceptable. AOC and Ilhan Omar teamed up with activists who said America deserved 9/11. These radicals would run the show in Joe Biden's America. This is a thing this is a real thing that happened. Fox News said that the people in the car held Trump hostage. I knew it. I called it. I fucking called it. Dude, I told you. They're going to fucking look at this and go, this is good. Oh my God, dude. I know hogalinas, dude. I swear to fucking God. I know hogs. I know hogs better than I know my own damn self, okay? Of course Fox fucking said that.
to proceed to the Capitol. You know, I'm not sure of the authority to do so by a subordinate, but you say if true, it made the president a virtual captive of the security team who simply refused to take a course that it believed would endanger him.
Yeah, that's a breathtaking moment, and I can't remember anything that would be its equivalent. The president is obviously the head of the executive branch. Everyone in that car was subject to his orders. I'm not too sure what the authority was. I understand the motivation, which was the best of motivations. You know, the security team did not believe they could protect the president under these circumstances. And I also understand that a person of integrity in that position would refuse to do so. What I'm surprised is that this altercation would have occurred and he did not prevail as the head of the executive branch. I mean, his authority seemed quite clear in that sense. I mean, these are accounts that are really quite stunning. I mean, there's this seems to be taking sort of a Johnny Depp turn in terms of the account.
What? A Johnny Depp turn? What the fuck? What does that even mean, dude? Dude, we are so fucking broken brain, dude. This country is not salvageable. I'm gonna be honest. We are so done. We're done. We are so fucking done. Someone said, damn, dude, you're not up to case law. Yeah, this is actually now in the lexicon. This is legal lexicon, brother. That's known as a classic Johnny Depp turn. Obviously, this is what they're teaching in law schools now. Trump believing that he was going to get arrested and locked up if he lost the election cast all the attempted election fraud and 1/6 stuff in a new, funnier light. He thought he was fighting for his life when he made those calls asking people to find extra votes. Can't tell if he started smoking his own supply with all the crooked Hillary and Q stuff, or if he just believed what Maddow or whoever was saying on TV. The idea that he actually thought he was going to go to jail if he lost the election is a pretty funny one, because for a second he forgot how do-nothing Democrats the do-nothing Democrats are. Mick Mulvaney tweeted about the testimony. My guess is that before this is over, we'll be hearing testimony from Ornato, Engel, and Meadows. This is explosive stuff. If Cassidy is making this up, they need to say that. If she isn't, they will likely have to corroborate. I know her. I don't think she's lying. Dog, what do you mean? Like, you were there. You are the guy. You're in some of the testimony. You're the guy who also wrote this, dude. Remember this? Remember when Mick Mulvaney said you can absolutely guarantee a peaceful transition of power if Trump loses? Hey, what's Mick Mulvaney doing nowadays? What happened after he left the Trump team? What? I mean, he probably lost his job, right? I mean, no shot. No shot, dude, right? Hold on one moment. Oh, no, he didn't actually lose his job. Oh my God, he was hired by CBS News. Oh, wow. It's almost like the media and all of these fucking monsters in position of power are always a part of the turnstile, the revolving door, and that they are not there to fundamentally alter the established hierarchy, no matter how fucking weird it gets. Yeah, no, Trump has been live tweeting the hearing. We already covered it. Her fake story that I tried to grab the steering wheel of the White House limousine in order to steer to the Capitol building is sick and fraudulent, very much like the Unselect Committee itself. Wouldn't even have been possible to do such a ridiculous thing. Her story of me throwing food is also false. Why would she have to clean it up? I hardly knew who she was. Never complained about the crowd. It was massive. I love the things that he pays attention to. Notice how every single thing that I brought up in my coverage and found to be important is also the things that he pays attention to, because he only cares about the most like telegenic moments. He doesn't give a shit about any of the other stuff, like lawyers being like, sir, you know, you'll go to jail or whatever. He just only cares about like issues that pertain to him as a person. Okay. And that's exactly what I care about too. We all care about that. It's content brain, motherfucker. He's so sassy. No, he doesn't have a Twitter. This is Truth Social. Never complained about the crowd. It was massive. I didn't want or request that we make room for people with guns to watch my speed. Who would ever want that? Not me. Besides, there were no guns found or brought into the Capitol building. So where were all these guns? But sadly, a gun was used on Ashley Babbitt with no price to pay against the person who used it. I hardly know this person Cassidy Hutchinson is, other than I heard very negative things about her. A total phony and leaker. And when she requested to go with certain others of the team to Florida after my having served a full term in office, I personally turned her request down. Why did she want to go with us if she felt we were so terrible? I understand that she was very upset and angry. I did not want her to go or be a member of the team. She is bad news. She's a leaker. Okay, but if she's a leaker, that implies that what she's saying is true, Trump. I love that. He's so messy, dude. He's so messy. He is such a messy bitch who loves drama. This was Fox News' reaction, by the way, to all that information.
Had quite the reaction to the tale that she told of the president in the dining room following that speech.
First the dining room, but then inside the beast, the car, the limo, saying he wanted to go up to Capitol Hill. And they said, you have to go back to the White House. And according to her testimony, he says, I'm the effing president.
And for the record, he wasn't even in the Beast at the time. Here is K-File, friend of the show, Andrew Kaczynski, K-File, clarifying for all the Marjorie Taylor Greene and former Pizzagate promoter Jack Posobiec are sharing this graphic that we just looked at to dispute the testimony from former Meadows aide Cassidy Hutchinson, saying in 23, every single one of them needed to be held accountable for what they're putting president in his admin, whatever. The Beast driver is separated from the passengers for security. One, that image itself literally shows that Trump could actually lower the fucking partition. He could technically lower the partition himself, so that's number one. Number two, it wasn't even that fucking car, dumbass. Seats president and four up the with the glass partition only Trump can lower it. But he was in this car instead on January 6th, which we know he can actually fucking reach the driver's seat on.
Listen, this testimony is, first of all, stunning because we haven't heard this. Two, it's compelling because of her proximity to power. All of these people directly having conversations with her. But it leads up to January 6th, the concern that it might, quote, get real bad in the days before, the concern that the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers were going to be there, the concern that there would be weapons on the mall, and then radio transmission that they saw weapons, AR-15s and others. And then the testimony that the president was really concerned about the crowd, that they weren't allowed in through the magnetometers. He wanted the crowd to be bigger, more robust. And she quotes him as saying, I don't effing care that they have weapons. They're not here to hurt me. Take the effing mags away. Let my people in. They can march to the Capitol from here.
Bro, he looks so good. He looks so good to the hogs after this. The rhinos are attacking him. The pussy rhinos at Fox News are attacking him. He wanted more of his hogs to get in with guns and shit. Like, this just makes him look so fucking sexy. To every fucking middle-aged Trump-supporting mommy out there, they are so fucking... If I was a fucking Trump mommy, if I was a MAGA mom right now, my fanny would be fluttering, okay?